At the moment doing PhD, which is study on club culture as a mirror of social political changes. But what became more clear to me last years is that I'm actually interested in something that is dancing in time of personal or collective crisis, and how dance floor somehow can be used as a tool for empowerment of individuals or groups. The dance of urgency is something that is somehow missing in definition of a dance, because there are all these functions of a dance, like it can be liturgical, it can be erotic, it can be martial. And what's always missing is that it can be political. So the idea was that by watching crowds and the way how they dance, you can sense the dance of urgency. And at the time when I started this, there wasn't really any urgency in Netherlands. So I was sort of looking for that urgency outside, and that's how places like Tbilisi, Georgia came in. After revolution in Georgia, anti-fascist protests took place in Berlin. Streets are full of people raving against fascism. So I think we're now in a time when we don't have to any longer discuss can dance be political or not. It is political. So the dance of urgency is now. I'm generation from Yugoslavia, now as Serbia, that during '99, so during the bombing, was kind of mocking this situation by dancing. And yeah, you could say it was an illusion, it was an escapism or whatever, but to me and to many of my friends, it was really a way of survival. You just dance like it's the last day of your life. What's interesting about techno places or techno club like Bassiani is that they do not delete the culture, they remind on elements of culture that were somehow through the period of time also washed out. And this is why I think Bassiani also has an interesting name, it is a fight. They sort of consciously from the beginning constructed this idea of a club as a fight, as a warrior dance. And even the symbols and the visual language they use is clearly showing that this dance is first of all a martial, it's a fighting dance. Yeah. Club Bassiani was attacked together with another club gallery by police. Why is this sort of different than any other club? It's different because Bassiani really changed the local scene. It made possible for young people to freely express themselves. If I see that, like Nadia, for example, from Bassiani, if I see that she comes to the dance floor and she tries to unite the hooligans and transgender people and queer people, it's clear she's there present 24/7 trying to arrange these relationships that would then reflect outside of a club. The dramaturgy of a dance floor and a DJ set is something that is very important to create a certain experience. So the way how you introduce the people, how you welcome them, how you embrace them, how you synchronize them, this moment of synchronicity that happens because of the music and environment. So all these elements are like somehow the dramaturgy that is predetermined by the space, by the team of people who work in a club, the technicians, the light designer, the DJ, and the bodies. So when all these elements come together, this is where the momentum happens. I remember a morning in '90s in Belgrade, and the sun just came out, and it was the Detroit track, A Night of Jaguar, and I call it techno ballada. And I remember this moment of looking around and appreciate it so much that I'm experiencing this moment, and that I'm live, and that I found like my sort of crowd, that I feel comfortable, and also looking other people enjoying the same moment, sharing it actually, that was wonderful. And having these goosebumps as I have now, and kind of thinking like being ready to conquer the world.